Today on a commonly good MTG, we're playing Naya Forge. Yeah, I think this deck might have been around for a while, but this is the first time I have played it. And what does Naya mean? It means red, white, and green. As you can see, we have red, white, and greens here. What does Forge mean? It means we're playing with Urabrask Forge. And you can't play a bad deck if you're playing a deck that has Urabrask Forge in it. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome from Commonly Good MTG. I'm your host, sometimes referred to as the Great Khan of North Minnesota, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you tonight from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on Untapped GG off of their decks list. Yeah, the deal, it wasn't posted by anybody, it's just Untapped GG, and it's called Naya Forge. The deal is that I had picked up a deck from somebody doing a Urabrask Forge doubling season combo deck that was green, and I thought it was fun, but yet my win rate was pretty low. So it was a good deck, but it just couldn't compete. It was just getting nailed left and right. So I went looking for another deck that was playing the same combo, and over at Untapped GG, I found this one, Naya Forge. I don't know if I've ever played against it before. I mean, it seems like it says there's, 3,300 matches in the last 2.5, 3 months, something like that. But, 3,300, that shows recorded by Untapped GG. It says it's relatively fresh. Is this an unknown deck? No, people were playing it. But I just hadn't really seen it before. And for some reason, I haven't seen anybody playing doubling season in Urabrask Forge, which is strange because it was an incredible combo. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in this deck. We'll talk a little bit how it works, and we're going to go out and crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got here today? Well, I'll tell you what we got is we're going to control like crazy. We're going to control like crazy. It's called Naya, but we really only have one green card in it. And we got a bunch of dual lands with green. Like green, red, green, white, green, white. But yet none of them are solid, which is bad because if they ever destroy something and they say, go get something, we can't get green. But since we don't need it until we have 5 mana, hopefully we'll be able to pull a green mana at some point. I say that, but when I was playing, there were times I could not get a green mana to save my life. So hopefully the deck is good enough otherwise to win. But what do we got other than that? We've got tons of control. Board wipe for everything. Gives you a pod baby. Board wipe for little things. Kills, creature, planeswalker, or enchantment. Does 3 points of damage to attacking or blocking creature, but forces them to exile if they would die. Lightning Helix does 3 points of damage to any target and gives you 3 life. Soul Partition exiles something until they can pay 2 extra to bring it back. And what else we got? Well, that's it as far as control is. But we got tons of control. And then we got Caretaker's Talent to copy your token creatures and to create, and to, whenever you get a token, you draw a card, and you can make your token creatures +2/+2 potentially. So a bunch of these out, and all your little tiny token things are going to get better. As a token creature, Urabrask Forge's Forgelings are token creatures. So that's a good thing. And with doubling season and Urabrask Forge and Caretaker's Talent, yeah, we're going to go freaking nuts. What else puts out creature tokens? Archangel Elspeth, who can also give them +1/+1, well, 2 of those, and make them into flying angels. And worst case scenario, if you get up to her Super Saiyan ability, then you can return all of your non-land permanents of value mana of 3 or less, which would be Caretaker's Talent, Temporary Lockdown, and Urabrask Forge. So even if they get nailed and they go to the graveyard, Elspeth can potentially bring them all back in one giant push, which should be more than your opponent can handle. What else puts out token creatures? Fountainport. That was what does little fish. So we got the ability to push out a bunch of fish, to copy things, to make them strong, and everything's great. The big thing here is doubling season. If you got Urabrask Forge, then when you go to attack, instead of putting 1 token on it, you're going to put 2 tokens on it. So if it was a 1, it'll become a 3. And then instead of getting 1 Forgeling, you get 2 Forgelings. So that means you'll have 2 3/1s with trample on, turn whatever. So, and then they get bigger and bigger, and every time they gain 2 more, and then you get 2 of them. So yeah, they're just going to get larger and larger, and really quickly they outpace what your opponent's able to handle. So, but the thing is though, is you got to make it up to 5. We got no ramp, and doubling season is just what it is. So there you go. That's the deck. What are we going to do? We're going to control. We're going to control like crazy, get out little tokens, and eventually get out doubling season and just go to Pound Town with the Urabrask Forge. All right, so before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Childred, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush your enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. All right, up and against Baggins, 45. Well, I cannot believe I'm playing with this. And there's no red. I mean, hopefully I get a red by turn 3. There we go. Let's put that out. Make me feel a lot better. Once I get a fast mana next turn, I'm not getting... Oh, sweet God, I'm going to have to do something horrible here, aren't I? We got a little bit of time. Okay, now the question is if he tries to take out doubling season, right? Okay, you have to take out Sunfall is what it'll have to do. Keep me from just getting it back at some point. And the question is he playing a discard deck or is he just playing something with the bat in it? Because bats go in everything. Oh, he's trying to go after it. All I need is 1 more mana. You have to keep throwing things away. I'll throw things away, and that'll be Lightning Helix. That's it. It's doubling season, baby. You can see it. Don't touch it. Temporary, if we put another bat, temporary lockdown, take that out. Doesn't like me having cards in my hand. Temporary lockdown's not going to do anything to that. Get him, get him, get him. Alright, maybe he'll be dumb and he'll try to attack me. Tiny bones! I don't have anything for tiny bones to get. All right, you can sacrifice your own guy to draw some cards or something. I don't think you're keeping it alive with black. Black does not respect the sanctity of life. Let's put it that way. Oh, come on, mana. I just need 1 more mana, and then this whole deck comes together. Oh, I didn't realize he could steal Archangel. That's rough. That is not a rogue. You're gonna put out Soul Deer? That's not even really a human. Yeah, let's take her out. That's just problems. Got it. Let's put out. That's about the one he can see. All right, this is it. That's the end right there. Ooh, you got to be able to kill one, huh? There you go. Good for you. I need you to survive one turn. Next turn, I'm going to do something awesome. We're going to put out another doubling season, and they're going to be like a billion. And we win. And we win. Victory! Rank up. I played against Spencer. Not a name, because it doesn't have an uppercase letter. Just a thing. Whatever a Spencer is. Keep. This is a weird way to go. But we'll go with it. We can exile something for a while. Something that bothers us in an icky way. Look at me. Here we are at the TIE Fighter Pilot Memorial Park, where a TIE Fighter just drove directly into the side of a planet, killing all 3 dudes inside. They just buried it where it laid. All right, then we get some tokens so we can, like, you know, make duplicates of it and stuff. Temporary lockdown. Who's this guy? Artifacts, creatures don't cause abilities to trigger. Well, that guy's bad. We're going to have to get rid of him, definitely. We have the facility. We just need to get some guys, really. All right, let's just go be... We don't have to be able to be super mean, do we? We're all cool. Everything's fine. No tax. Let's just chill out. Let's be 4 little Fonzies, honey bunny. All right, Flitter. The worst part is if I mute this girl up, all she does is just stands there flittering around still. She doesn't like lay on the ground and go back to sleep. With her weird fire scalp there. Yeah, this guy needs to be wiped. Pass the blockers. Let's just pass to some blockers. That sounds like fun. So I'm planning on wiping the board anyway at some point. So I'm going to double season. Because that's the kind of thing that we can do best. We need to get Urabrask Forge. That's what I need. Because doubling season Urabrask Forge is the whole reason we're playing this deck. That's got some man lands up there. Man land. Coming at me, brah. No blocks. We lost the good stuff though. That's too bad. Well, we got this. Let's do that. All right, so the Urabrask Forges are starting to go crazy. That's always great. I can hold off for cool. The deal is that Urabrask Forge is just going to get better and better and better. Pump! All right, these guys are super jacked now. And in for 8. 1, 2, down to 8. We got 20 showing up next turn. That'll be fantastic. We'll see if this guy puts out. Yeah, shoulder's a devil. I'm sorry, Black Queen. You're deep in my heart. And it'll create that knight, huh? Yoink! It's a good game, it. Boom, boom! Goes the room. Victory! All right, we're playing against Inherent Demise. Inherent Demise. All right, good. Keep. All right, we got a good amount of control. Working way up to 5 is decent. What does this guy do? That's fine. I don't really need that to worry about at the moment. But we are loaded up, depending upon what happens here. Need to work way up to 5 mana. God, it'd be probably better. Is this guy what? Really low? He's a 3, huh? Just kill it. Because temporary lockdown's not going to take it out. This guy's got to be, what, a 2? Yeah, there we go. All right, 3 up. Let's go ahead and Urabrask Forge. I hope you don't lose Urabrask Forge. That's one of the things I'm playing around with in this deck is the idea that maybe I need to wait until near the end when he's run out of opportunities to remove things. Keep killing his life gainer. All right, we need 1 more mana to make this thing go. We need green. That's the other thing. So hopefully we'll pull off that that dual land. All right, I'm pretty much ready. I need that 5th mana. Give it to me now. There we go. I know how horrible that feels. I know exactly how horrible that feels. He's drawing lots of cards. Maybe he'll mill himself. That'd be funny. Is he down to 42? It's practically down to 0 at this point. No! Well, it'll be fine once I get rid of it. Who's he going to choose? He's taking a choice here, huh? Oh, that's the wrong choice in my opinion. That's fine, though. I'll never get him back. I don't really care. You don't want to do that, man. Just let it go. How much is it going to cost me? It's going to cost me 2 additional. All right, so I got plenty to wipe that thing off right now. He's got a lot of mana. He's got a lot of cards. I just can't afford to lose Urabrask Forge at this point. I don't care. These things are all smoked down. I could do is this thing is big. That's not. I can leave myself at the 3/3 if I do a temporary lockdown. Wait for him to try to put more stuff out. I've killed 3 of his dudes now, given him everything he's wanted for that. What is this, an instant? Okay, we're cool. Need my green mana. Should I just lock him down at this point? I can wait another turn. It's fine. Hey, Cubert, look, it's fake water. Just like you're a fake fish. All right, you gonna protect it? It'd be cool if you wasted a bunch of cards of mana right now. What you got up there? You'll be able to play it. You got plenty of mana. You can do whatever you want. Ooh, that sucked. I thought there was no way he could do 13 points of damage. Defeat. All right, playing against Tissue Man, 18. Tissue Man. Tissue Man does whatever a tissue can. There's some green. Keep. So we're going to start out slow since we got nothing else going on. I don't really need it. Let's get something better. We got plenty of mana. We need 5 mana is the most anything costs in this deck. Turn off the TVs, turn off the lights, the moths can go to sleep. Ooh, I'm surprised you didn't put that out to get rid of Urabrask Gorge. Maybe that's Nick's turn, right? There's a guy. Let's draw a card. And let's make a copy. Okay, Sunfall can take out everything. It looks like that's what we're going to have to do. I'm going to die anyway. All right, got to save some of these things for if we get another Zur out. You just kind of go digging for more Zurs. There we go. Hopefully, is he out of mana? Don't turn it into anything. One. All right, there we go. Winner, winner. Victory dinner. All right, we're playing against Mithradaites. Mithradaites. There you go. Cool. We got doubling season. Now we just need to get Urabrask Forge from somewhere. Lay down. There you go. Who's our pal playing here? Crazy stuff. That looks very Simic-y to me. I know this is from the Aether Drift set, which means he's pre-purchased those cards. It kind of looks like something out of Duskmourn. All right, so 1 and 3, a couple 5s. Not attacking, so I can't do anything about it. With 2 cards left. Hopefully he's flooding the board with his own stuff right here. Because we can wipe all this stuff out with a good temporary lockdown at this point. He's just barely where I can kill it. Should I wait and just take it out next turn? Should, so we don't take 8 points of damage. All right, there we go. Temporary lockdown. Good times. Ain't we lucky we got them. It's untargeted exile. There's no protection to it. They're not going to help. Pump it. Yeah, go for it, man. Womp, womp, womp. I was looking for the word sorry. They don't have it. I want to kill that thing, so let's just pretend to do nothing. We can smite it. Good. That guy's gone. Well, that only cost me one? Alright, so I could put out Caretaker on that turn then, huh? He's got enough of those guys, isn't he? If I was him, I'd be space pissed. I'd just drop the game at this point. Having all my guys getting wiped out without putting a single thing out is beyond me. You can't make a copy of this guy. It'd just be a 0. I should probably try to do it just so I can get past that level, so I can go to level 3. Yeah, they both die. That's fine. Alright, this is what I really want. Pop! He just wants his guys back so bad. He thinks he could take it out, get all of his guys, and it'd be glorious. You can stay. No, you're not going to stay back as a blocker, huh? Well, I'm down to 8. That's not great, is it? Draw that card. Draw that card. Come on, baby. We're going to draw that card. Ooh, they have beef because they came out with everything all pumped. All right, it's down to 6. We got super lethal at the moment. I'm down to 6 mana. I don't think you do 6 points to me this turn. I gave one of my guys flying. That'd be cool. Oh, well, he's already got flying to block it, so there you go. Shake that thing. And we win. Boom, boom, boom. Super victory. All right, so you're at Naya Forge. Naya Forge. Yeah, this deck, what did this say? Over on Untapped GG, it has a 50.3% win rate. I ended up getting a 60% win rate. Actually, I think I did better than that because I didn't count in my ranked. The ranked stuff I did was 100%. So yeah, on the casual ladder, it was 60%, ranked was 100. So put that together, what do you got? Like 80%? I'm sure if I would have played ranked more, it would have been more like the 60, 50% we saw here. Yeah, I mean, it's not like an incredible deck. It's not definitely not your tier 1 decks, whatever. But it is really fun. It is a control deck, which is kind of weird, despite the fact you're playing with Urabrask Forge and doubling season, because you're just wiping the board constantly. It's just like little guys kill, big guys, I'll kill those two. Bigger guys, I'll bounce them out, bring them back, kill them again. Yeah, Sunfall, I'll blow the whole board away. It's just you're just not letting anything live. And then eventually you get doubling season in Urabrask Forge. The game lasts 2 or 3 turns after that, and you win the game. It was great. I gotta say, I just love Urabrask Forge so much. Seeing other things combo so well with it is just fantastic. Like, what is the guy I love? It's FOMO, right? FOMO in Urabrask Forge, really great. Just FOMO is kind of hard to use. You got to get him up to like 5 Delirium or something. Doubling season, the hard part in this deck is just getting the green mana. You just need one, and then you got to find it. Find that doubling season. But once you get it out there, everything just goes beautifully at that point. Just gloriously. So, yeah, it's just wipe the board and wait till you get up to Urabrask Forge, man. There's not a lot of creatures in here either, but you do have to put out, what is it? Fish? You can put out fish. You know, for something, it's like, oh, I'm going to copy a token. We're definitely not putting out that many tokens. Sunfall puts out little, pod babies, that kind of thing. Still, it was a good deck. All right, let's get to it. Who was the MVP? Who was the most valuable player? Right off the bat, I'm going to say it was doubling season. Doubling season is the thing I really wanted to get. Urabrask, but then again, without Urabrask Forge, doubling season is not really going to do this deck too well. A bunch of good things. I'm going to say it's doubling season. Doubling season is what makes everything better because, I can put out 8 fish, and at which point I put out 2 fish. And then if I were to double one of them, I'd end up making 2 more fish out of the deal. Sure, they're just, 1/1s. But then from there, what else can I do? I could put 2 plus Popo counters on one, which means I'd be putting 4 Popo counters on one and giving it flying. Doubling season with this deck, is the thing. It's just because double, boil in trouble, man. That's what makes this deck so much more powerful. All right, so yeah, doubling season. And which one are we going to pick? We're going to pick this one, the good-looking one. There we go. That's the good-looking doubling season. This one over here, I'm not a big fan of that. It's just all right. But yeah, this one with the 5-headed swan on it, that's actually a 6-headed swan. That's the money shot right there, baby. All right, so let's see. Was this deck competitive? It was good. 60% good. The fact that Untapped GG said it was 50%, I got to tell you that even the number 1 decks are like 57% or something like that. So I bet you that like 60%, which is what you'd probably see on like Aether Hub or something, is probably much more in the range of what this deck's generally going to get. Maybe a 60, 64. So yeah, I think this is probably in line with what you would see in the Platinum Mythic lists over at Magic GG. I think it's definitely at the Platinum Mythic list. I think this could be a really good deck. Depends on who plays it. It just, some decks are objectively better, usually the aggros. And then in the case, the way you'd have to beat aggro is just wipe them out and keep them wiped as much as possible. But you'd have to have a good stretch of cards and mana to be able to pull that one together. So I'm going to say, yes, it's a competitive deck. I think it's just the bare minimum of what I consider to be competitive. Number 2, was this deck fun? Yes, big time. The deal is I did play another version of Doubling Season Urabrask Forge that I believe was entirely Gruul. And the thing was that deck was fun. That's what taught me that Urabrask Forge and Doubling Season was so good. But yet it wasn't good enough. It lost a lot. I think I got in the 40s with it or something. So maybe even 33. Nah, I'm not going to flip back over to it. So it just kept losing. But when it did win, it was monstrous. So I started looking for other decks that had better win rates that featured Doubling Season Urabrask Forge, ran across Naya Forge, and this is where we're at today. So yeah, was this a fun deck? Yes. Now I find that really hard to say because this is ultimately a control deck where you're just sitting there building up your forces, and then wiping out whatever they try to put in place. Anything little, you just wipe out everything you can with temporary lockdown. build up to 5, everything gets wiped away. You got yourself a pod, baby. You just get lost. Elspeth Smite, Soul Partition, Lightning Helix. You're just being mean for mean's sake. I mean, at least you're not playing counter spells, but there's so much of the game that goes by without you doing any creature-y kind of thing. And that just feels wrong. Feels wrong. But anyways, despite that, I found this to be a very fun deck. I had a good time with it. And so I'm going to say, yes, it was a fun deck. And lastly, was this deck interesting? I'm going to say yes. Why? Because this was the first time I played with the combo of Urabrask Forge and Doubling Season, and that was so fantastic. I did appreciate that the control gives you everything you need. Like I said, the one, I guess Archangel Elspeth has, I can see the value in it. You can put out token creatures, and then from there you can start making copies and pumping them up and everything. So yes, Archangel Elspeth has a place, but I kind of felt like the Archangel was kind of the turd of this deck. It didn't really, it was expensive. It didn't really give you a lot. We don't really have a lot. We don't have permanents to bring back, so the Super Saiyan ability didn't really work out. I mean, what you could do is you could bring back Temporary Lockdown and Caretaker's Talent and Urabrask Forge. I guess that's super cool. So never mind. The Super Saiyan ability is really excellent, provided that somebody was nailing all these things and throwing them in the graveyard or something. Because all of this stuff, not permanents at all. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's control. That's the only reason why I say it's not as interesting as I might like, just because of my personal biases. But I'm going to say, looking beyond that, I think this is an interesting deck. For this part of the meta, I was really happy to run across it. And I'm going to say, yes, it was an interesting deck. All right, so let's get to it. Let's add it up. What do we got here? Was it competitive? Yes. Was this deck fun? Yes. Was it interesting? Believe it or not, yes, it was. All right, so that makes this into an A+ deck. A+. And as I'm required by federal law to say, this deck is so choice. I highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, screw you guys, I'm going home. Bye.